Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to another Everton series episode for Football Manager 2015. This is the end of season review, and as you can see by the league table, it was pretty... it's not abysmal, but yeah, it's not the ideal position I thought I would be in at the start of the season. As you can see, we have finished 6th, and I'll go into a bit more detail right now. Obviously, we get the Europa League spot, but we had that through winning the Capital One Cup anyway, I believe. So, yeah, we had already made it. The next thing to mention, Chelsea were winners quite outright, 8 points on Tottenham in second, and then Arsenal were a point behind Tottenham in third, and obviously Man United were on the equal points with Arsenal. We had quite a pretty poor run towards the end of the season. I think we versed maybe like 4 of these top 5 teams. So yeah, that's pretty much why. But surprisingly, we actually didn't do too badly against those teams. I'll show you in a minute, but we actually lost 2 games right at the end of the season, one to Bournemouth and one to Southampton. So yeah, very interesting to actually see Bournemouth in 11th and teams like Swansea, Leicester, and Cardiff going down. I thought that was quite interesting. So yeah, we'll get into the fixtures now. Obviously, the last episode you guys saw was the Capital One Cup final against QPR. If I get into that, it's further down, isn't it? There we are. Alright, so we followed it up with a disappointing 2-0 loss back in the Premier League to Norwich this time. Yeah, not a very good result by any facet of the imagination, I suppose. But if you look at the stats, it was pretty much a screw job once again. Charlie Austin and a John Stones own goal. They had 2 shots on target and they scored 2 goals. Pretty disappointing. John Ruddy, man of the match performance. So, yeah, make of that what you will. I don't think we deserve to lose that, to be honest. The next game was against QPR once again. This time we won at home in the Premier League, 2-0. Kurt Zouma and Conor McAleny getting our goals there, and we did actually shut them out to 0 shots on target. So yeah, I pretty much don't think we're going to concede if we don't give them any shots on target. But if we do, we usually concede 1 or 2 goals. So yeah, interesting. We then followed that up with a victory over Man United, 3-0, a clean sheet against Man United. As you can see, they did finish, 4th? On equal points with Arsenal, so pretty interesting. Adam Taggart with a brace here. Lukaku was injured, I believe. So we brought him in and scored a brace without playing, pretty much played maybe 5 games this season up until this point. Leighton Baines also on the score sheet there. And we kept them to 1 shot on target, but they didn't score from it. So that was pretty good. The next game up was against Leicester, and we again followed up with another victory this time. A 2-0 victory. And yeah, another clean sheet, only 1 shot on target once again. Kevin Mirallas and Leighton Baines, our goal scorers. Baines once again, our free kick taker. The next game was a 1-1 draw with Tottenham, who, did finish second, so all credit to them. Kevin Mirallas got our only goal. We played pretty poorly, as you can see. Pretty lucky to get the draw, to be honest. And Abel Hernandez, the former Hull player, getting their goal. The next game was, I think, a Merseyside derby. It was boring 0-0 drub match draw at home. And as you can see, we probably should have won. 15 shots, 5 on target, to their 9 shots and 2 on target. Kurt Zouma played outstanding, getting the man of the match performance there. But yeah, we should have won. 54% possession, and we had a couple of injured players, so that was pretty annoying, to be honest. We then lost to Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge 2-1. Obviously disappointing, but as you can see, we had 0 shots on target, so yeah. We were pretty lucky to get the 1 goal, to be honest. Wellington Nam, everybody should know this guy from the last Football Manager. Very good player, opened the scoring, and Solomon Rondon also got them a goal. We got our own goal through Gary Cahill, but yeah, as you can see, we were never looking likely to actually win that game, so yeah. The league leaders beat us. Where are we? Arsenal was up next, and this is what I meant when I was, discussing the fixtures about the top, some of the top teams. We had Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and before the Leicester game we had United, so it's a pretty big stretch. Anyway, the Arsenal game away from home finished 1-1. Like I mentioned, we had some pretty decent results against these teams. As you can see, Welbeck scored for Arsenal. Leighton Baines slotted away a penalty for us, but as you can see, we were the more dominant team, taking the game to Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So, very interesting. We probably should have won that one, but yeah. Anyway, Jagielka picked up man of the match performance with his outstanding display at centre back. The next game was against Sunderland. We actually won that game. Pretty surprising, considering the next the next two results after this game. We won 2-1 at home. As you can see, Morelos again on the score sheet kind of picked up a bit of form towards the end of the season, which I was quite happy with, because before the Capital One Cup final, he was, a bit dry. We'll say he's a bit dry because his assists stopped, his goals stopped, and yeah, he wasn't looking too dangerous for me anymore. And I was actually thinking about maybe playing McGeady a bit more and seeing what he could do. But I kept the faith in Morelos, and he's paid it back. Well, he did towards the end of the season anyway. And Leighton Baines on the score sheet once again. And as you can see, we fairly straight up performance. We dominated them. The defence played well. Everyone over a 7, and Baines and Jagielka both over a 7.7. So I'm quite happy with that result. Then after that, we managed to beat Aston Villa 1-0 away from home at Villa Park. Decent result. Gareth Barry the only goal scorer on the score sheet there. Lucas Ramiro with an 8.1 and a man of the match performance. Very happy with that, as he was out injured for quite a while, and yeah, we were really lacking him, or missing him in the centre of defence. We then lost to Bournemouth 1-0 at home. This is one of the results I mentioned. As you can see, we did not deserve to lose this game at all. One shot on target, and they score a goal from it. Absolute bullshit, to be honest. It didn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, because we would have been, too far behind anyway. And the final game of the season was a 1-0 loss away to Southampton. And as you can see, we once again dominated them, but they got, well, I mean, that's a bit more of a fair result. 4 shots on target for 1 goal. I can take that. But we were actually the better team, so yeah, bit disappointing. Joel Campbell didn't play very well on a 6.4 there. I just noticed that. So yeah, a little bit upset, but I'm really, I'm positive looking forward to next season, if I'm being honest. I'm really going to, go into the transfer market, try and buy some real quality players, maybe a youngster or two that, in a season or two time will, be world class. Like, Romero is well on his way to becoming a world class player, I believe, anyway. We'll jump into the team now. We'll jump into the squad. And we will go into selection info. We'll have a look at the top performers. As you can see, Lukaku is actually out injured. So for all those last games, especially all the tough fixtures, I was playing Adam Taggart. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But Lukaku, as per usual, 39 games, 38 goals. So it was nearly a game for a goal. Or a goal a game, I should say. Had that the other way around anyway. 7.50 match rating, absolute beast as per usual. Surprisingly, next was Kurt Zouma. I wasn't really playing him at the start of the season. As you can see, he's only started 23 games. But he's on a 7.39. And I mean, if you look at him, he's an absolute world-class player already. And I will try and do everything I can to sign him next season, because I think he's an absolute beast. And we need to replace Distin as well. We've actually got about 5 players retiring at the moment, which is one of the things I was a bit wary about when starting this Everton series. But anyway, moving on. Leighton Baines, third best performer at left back. 32 games, 9 goals, probably like 4 or 5 of them coming in the last 10 fixtures. And a 7.37, not bad. Jagielka, very impressive to see him up there at the age of 32. Yeah, 33 now, jeez. 7.30 in 44 games. That's a pretty decent average rating for a centre defender over that many games as well. And then we have Lucas Romero, who is slightly unhappy because he wants a new contract, and he actually wants 90k a week now, which is, yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant. I tried to give him one and negotiate it down, but yeah, he didn't like it. That's why he's unhappy still. So yeah, 44 games, 4 goals. I mean, he's a roaming playmaker, so he's not going to be scoring that much. But a 7.22 is quite happy. Well, I'm quite happy with it. Morelos got the exact same rating. He got 13 goals in 50 games. I want to check his assists though. He's quite good at assists actually. As you can see, 13 assists. So he's not setting the world alight, but he has been really good in previous. Well, maybe not. Oh wow. Alright, that's something I didn't notice. I thought he had a lot of assists last season. But it's this season I was thinking about anyway. Alright, well that's impressive actually. Scored a few less goals, but, got a lot more assists this season. I'm quite happy with Coleman's performance. Last season he was absolutely shocking, and he's buffed himself up to a 7.16, with John Stones just in behind him with a 7.15. So all in all, fairly happy with those two, fighting it out for the right back position. And obviously I had a comment in the last video that talking about John Stones playing centre back for me, maybe not next season. Actually it was about next season, if I don't actually sign a central defender, but I think I am going to. As you can see, his stats are all increasing. He's got 14 over the base stats now. I'll have a look at this for a second. As you can see, he's very good. He's got 14s over the main technical defensive abilities that he would need. Very, very good physicals. I mean, outstanding. And his mentals aren't too shabby as well. I mean, his positioning is fairly, fairly good. So yeah, I might look into actually doing that next season. I'm not sure. I don't trust Coleman all that much, despite him, having a better season this season. So, I'm not sure. I'll have to work it out. Joel Campbell, very impressed. First season at the club. He's improved slightly, but he is 23 years old, so he's not going to be, setting the world alight on that front. And he's actually got the natural left winger position down pat now. So, very impressive to see that. And he's a natural, so that'll put us in really good stead going forward next season, I believe. And yeah, he's versatile now as well. So 45 games played for him, 11 goals, a 7.11 for him as well. Just want to check his assists as well, because my wingers, I would assume they would rack up quite a few assists. Only got 5 assists in the league and 5 goals in the league, so not the best. He did score quite a few goals and assists in the Europa League. As you can see, 7 games played, 5 goals, 4 assists, and 3 man of the matches. So pretty good on that front. But anyway, didn't set the world alight in the Premier League, which is a little bit disappointing. Then we have Sylvain Distin, who is 38 years old and is still playing for the club. He played 20 games this season and got a 7.07, which is very impressive. Gave Oviedo a few more games this season as well, 21 games, 7.05. And pretty much everyone else further down from that got under a 7, so I'm not going to really go into too much detail. Rabiot played well at certain points. As you can see, he's improving nicely as well, so I'm quite happy with that. Taggart got a few goals. I think he got that brace against Man United in that 3-0 victory was amazing. Pacheco played a few games, 15 starts this season. Not too bad. He actually beat Howard in average rating, but obviously Howard played 38 games, so a bit difference there. Ross Barkley, I mean, as per usual, was pretty much injured for the whole season, to an extent. So yeah, when he played maybe he wasn't injured this whole season. Did play 39 games, so yeah, that's a little bit weird. Anyway, could only manage a 6.89, so yeah, not too happy. Anyway, thoughts on next season going forward. I'm going to think about selling McCarthy. We've got Gibson in the reserves because he's been complaining. I'm going to try and sell McGeady. And I'll look to either sell Garbett or Oviedo. I'm not too sure. I mean, I would like to keep Gareth Barry, but he's decreasing a little bit. It's not worth that much, and he's 35, so I think maybe we'll keep him as a backup, potentially. His wages are a bit higher, though. Yeah, the thoughts going forward, I would like to buy a centre-back, a striker for sure, because of this injury problem that I had with Lukaku this season. Left me playing Taggart for like the last 8 games or whatever, which was pretty much detrimental to our league finish. And yeah, I'm not too sure. We might need another midfielder. I might look to bring in an AMC to challenge Barkley, just to try and get the best out of him. And if he's not playing well, I'll play the other AMC. So we got some options. I got some transfer business to take care of, and yeah, really looking forward to next season. I really want to get a few decent players in, and try and ship off these players that are bit part players that don't really play for me, and they're taking up wages and they're just not good enough. So really want to try and cash in on those, get as much money as possible for them, and really move forward. So we are in the Europa League for next season, which will again be exciting to an extent. We got knocked out in the first knockout round against Sporting this season, though, which was pretty disappointing. We really didn't deserve it. We deserve much better. We should be making the semi-finals again like we did in our first season. Finished sixth in the Premier League. I mean, that's a kind of fair result if you look at the teams that are above us: Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, United, City. Liverpool finished ninth, so there you go. That's the comparison. I mean, nobody really cares about Liverpool anyway. FA Cup, I writ that off against Tottenham. As you can see, they're flying quite high, so they're a decent team. And we won our second piece of silverware for the series, another Capital One Cup, this time coming against QPR in what was not a very good match for us. But anyway, so that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed this season as well. If you could drop a like, that would be amazing. If you're a new viewer, head over to my channel and subscribe. The new series will be out in the next 2 days, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'm really happy with the series and the idea and the concept behind it. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And I'll see you then, guys. Goodbye.